Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Genuinely Intellectual. Thank you so much for stopping by. So today we are going to discuss about figures of speech. Now, what are figures of speech in English? Figures of speech refer to the words or the phrases which are used not in the literal sense. They are just used to create some kind of a mental picture or an effect. They are just used to create some kind of a rhetorical effect. Now, when I say rhetorical effect, I mean to say that rhetoric is something which focuses more on the style of writing. It doesn't focus much on the content or on the actual sentence which is written. Okay, so it's not used in a literal sense. It's just used to create a bombastic effect. Bombastic effect, a kind of a, I would say, mental picture. Okay, now you will understand this more easily when I will give you one example. For example, if I say to you, it was raining cats and dogs in Dublin today. Now, if you look at the literal meaning, if you want to explore the literal meaning, you can just say, okay, it is raining cats and dogs. Now, what does it sound like? That, okay, cats and dogs are pouring down in Dublin today, but that's not true, right? It's raining cats and dogs means it's raining heavily today. Now, I wanted to add more spark to my and more effect, and I wanted to lay more emphasis on what I was trying to say. So I used the figure of speech cats and dogs, right? So it's raining cats and dogs means it's raining heavily today. Now there are different figures of speech. There are total 12 types of figures of speech, but we are going to discuss only one today. Don't worry, I'm not going to discuss all 12 today, otherwise you will seriously get bored. So we will have 12 different figures to discuss each of the figures of speech in more detail. Today we are going to discuss about my favorite one, and that is oxymoron. It is also pronounced as oxymoron, and American pronunciation is oxymoron. Now both are correct, okay? Now oxymoron are what? When two words having contradictory meanings or totally opposite meanings are used together. That's known as an oxymoron. For example, deafening silence, old news, sweet sorrow. So you see, both these words used together, they have totally different meaning. So they are an oxymoron. Now, why do we use oxymoron? We just use it to add more drama to our speech, to add more, to make it more dramatic. Okay. Now it can be used to express any kind of irony, to express sadness, to express anything, to express comedy. So we can use, poets or writers can use it in their speech, in their regular language, to express anything out there. Now, if you look at this sentence, deafening, if you look at this figure of speech, oxymoron, and if you look at this phrase deafening silence, what does deafening silence mean? Deafening silence mean, now if I look at the literal meaning, deafening is something you can think about. When you think about deafening, you can think about something which is super noisy to make you deaf, right? But it's then combined with the word silence. So obviously silence cannot be deafening. How can silence be deafening? But why it is used together? When I talk about some kind of a silence which is just too hard to tolerate, then I say it's a deafening silence, silence which cannot be ignored. That's deafening silence. For example, I asked a question in the meeting, but nobody answered, and there was a deafening silence in the room. That means I really want to know something from people. I really want to know an answer, but it was so damn silent that it was deafening. It was kind of annoying. It was it was so silent that it could not be ignored. So that is known as a deafening silence. So I'm using it in a sentence. So we will be discussing about the 11 other figures of speech in our upcoming sessions. I hope you enjoyed this session on oxymoron. If you liked my video, please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. I will see you in my next session. Bye.